We are taking you on a hike today. We are at Sylvan Lake in Custer State Park, and we're going to go hike the Black Elk Peak Trail. Depending on what map you're looking at, it's between a 6 to 7 mile round trip hike. And the views, I guess, are pretty cool at the top. And you're looking forward to seeing something pretty special up there.
Yeah, there's a fire tower, a stone fire tower built by the CCC.
So let's go on an adventure.
So here is a look at the path. Definitely looks like a heavily used trail. As we're starting up the trail, you can see all the sparkles from the granite rock that we're walking on. All right, here's our first view. We're about a mile into the hike. According to All Trails, this is our first summit that we're going to peak today. And here's the view from the top. I'll give you a look at the All Trails, show you kind of what we're hiking. Okay, so here's a look at my phone with the All Trails. We are the little blue dot. Just view after view, every corner you round. But we are going downhill, so that means we got to go back up at some point. All right, here is our view exactly 1 hour into the hike. I don't know how many miles we've hiked so far because my All Trails, I started it late. So I do not have an accurate count of my distance. All right, so the trail takes us out of the state park and we are into the Black Hills. Black Elk Wilderness, Black Hills National Forest. So we're walking through what appears to be a recent blowdown area. You can see some of these ponderosa pines are just twisted. Got the big one uprooted coming up. Here's a good look at how these things were just twisted right off. Okay, according to my All Trails, we are at the bottom, and it's all uphill from here. A neat rock formation. So here is what we're walking on now. Beside us, I don't know if it's an old blowdown area or if that's just, where trail maintenance has piled up a bunch of old logs. But even up through here, there's lots of down trees. Every once in a while, you got to stop and look behind you. That view is incredible. So we just talked to a couple on the trail that said we are less than a mile from the summit. They did say it gets a little rocky, but mostly all steps once we get up here, but we are almost there. All right, here's our view, almost to the top. Another view. They keep telling us we're almost there, but we keep going up. If you look out there, there's a whole bunch of smoke. We don't know what it's coming from, but
You know why they have a fire tower up here.
Clearly, easily see the smoke. Okay, we're still going up. I can hear a train way down in the valleys whistle. I don't know if the camera's picking it up or not. All right, so we just made a turn to the peak. They said it was going to get rocky with pretty much steps. So here's what we're looking at. And it becomes flat across the top here. The trail keeps going this way. I'm not sure I'm to the steps section yet, but if you look up there, I can see it. That's where our goal is to get to. So about 25-30 minutes ago, we had somebody tell us we were only 15 minutes away. It's going to take me 15 minutes from here to get up to that tower. All right, I see some steps here, and I also see handrail up here. So we've got to be what they've been calling the steps section. There's a helicopter. Maybe they're coming to rescue me off the top of the hill. Just went behind this big rock. All right, let's go up the steps. Oh, these are nice steps. Look at how they got nice flat rock on them. Look at how nice this is. Going through the cave. Yeah. More steps. I guess if you want to get to the top of something, you have to go up. Another look at that smoke. We're not sure what it is. I looked at a wildfire map for South Dakota, and there's no reported wildfires down in this southwestern section of South Dakota that we're in. All right, there was our goal right there. The old stone fire tower built by the CCC. Look how cool that is. All right, we got to go up into the fire tower.
So the placard up here says Harney Peak Lookout. The Harney Peak Fire Lookout Dam and Pump House were built by the CCC in 1939 and are listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Harney Peak elevation is 2,207 meters. The peak is the highest point east of the Rocky Mountains and west of the Pyrenees Mountains of Europe.
All right, so let's go downstairs. So it's down here.
Down there is the little bunk area.
Well, there's a whole room down here. Then over here. so there's supposedly a lake and a pump house down here, so we're gonna take a walk down and see what we can find. Of course I got some more steps, but I gotta see it since I'm here. Alright, so there's another building down here. Steps are kind of narrow and kind of steep. So I'm really taking my time. So here's a view of the pump house. Nothing left in it. Let's see if we can get a better view of this little lake. Okay, so it's not natural. There is a dam at the end of it. There's a good look at the concrete wall that forms the dam. There's the fire tower with Mandy at the end of the fire tower. There she is waving at us. There's a helicopter. It's pretty neat when you're higher than the helicopter. Here's another look at that pump house, the dam that was constructed, and the fire tower, all constructed by the CCC. All right, Uncrustables, the lunch of champions when you're hiking. Doesn't get any better than this view.
All right, I hope you're up for a ride because now we're going to go through the Needles Highway.
And just as we enter the Needle Highway, there's actually 2 deer right here. One there and then one behind that tree. And
So it was showing a 20% chance of rain, and it looks like we're going to get that 20%.
so we are at the Hole in the Wall picnic area, and I'm going to assume this is why it's called that. And it only goes back this far.
On the road again.
And there is our first bison sighting. Look how big his head is.
Yeah, he's huge. He's enormous.
Okay, we got some weather rolling in, but I wanted to stop and show you these needles. Here's another look at those needles. There's a good look at the needles as we get a lot closer to them.
It's really narrow.
Okay, there's a rock formation called the Eye of the Needle. Okay, so we started our ride in Custer State Park, went south to north, and we ended up here at Sylvan Lake. So I hope you guys enjoyed that ride. Okay, we're still in Custer State Park, and I wanted to bring you up to the Mount Coolidge Fire Tower, another fire tower built by the CCC in the late 1930s. This is still an actively used fire tower in the summer months. But look at this view. Another look from that fire tower. All right, here's a look at the wild burros. Yes, you can hear people. There are people right down there, walked right down to see them. You just stopped right in front of that. Well, we hope you enjoyed coming along with us for day number 2 in Custer State Park. We hiked to the top of Black Elk Peak, took a beautiful drive along the Needles Highway, even got to see some wildlife along the way, and we couldn't have asked for a better way to end the day than with this incredible South Dakota sunset. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you can't get out and make your own adventures, keep coming along with us. We'll see you on our next adventure.